Okay, I'm gonna give chat the choice for what we do next, and for the last demo that I do today. It's gonna be a two-way poll between a game called Vern, The Shape of Fantasy, and a game called Crime O'Clock. And if I'm extra clever, I'll be able to give you like a little preview of each of those. But we'll see. That requires more than the conventional amount of dizzy cleverness, so be aware. Manage poll. New poll. Crime. We're gonna make this let's go for a 5-minute poll, I guess. Might take a while, but it's fine. Yes, so Burn the Shape of Fantasy. I'll show you first. Give you a little window capture, display capture. Yeah, so Burn the Shape of Fantasy is this. It's sort of like bright art. The character models look a bit funky, but it's all about Jules Verne, who wrote. I think he wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He wrote some stuff. Yeah, it's well, it promises a thrilling story. Yada yada yada. Um, you do like puzzles and stuff. It's the summary of it. It's an interactive fiction, dystopian narrative adventure. The other option, don't look at the size of my Steam wish list, it's enormous. The other option is Crime O'Clock, which is an investigation and, quote, time exploration game, which I don't know. It's mostly like a hidden object game, I think, but like, I don't know what this time mechanic is going to be. Boomer says, wasn't he the Time Machine guy too? I thought that was H.G. Wells, but I'm not super up on my like early science fiction fantasy writers, so I could be wrong. Yeah, prevent crimes before they happen. Investigate cases through time and evolving maps by unveiling like a linked story. I don't know how this works, but I like mystery games. I am meh on hidden object games, but we'll see, maybe, if that's what you guys want to see. I shouldn't have given you a chance for 5 minutes on this poll. It probably wasn't worth it. Yeah. The only skill you need is your fully functional brain to unplan crime. Oh no. Oh no. Boom says all the properly oldie sci-fi. Yes, and Spike Terror wants me to play Fortnite. I have never played Fortnite. I have acted as sort of like a spotter for somebody else playing Fortnite. I'm not a big shooting game person to begin with. Like any shooter game. PvP games I don't like as a rule. I don't like PvP in the game. I don't enjoy PvP. And Fortnite obviously is like PvP only, and a shooter, and it's really not for me. Like I can understand why people enjoy watching and playing it, but it's not for me. 5 different ages. I don't understand what this means. What I'm hoping it's going to be this game, Crime. It's currently leading in the poll 2-1. Anyone who's not put votes in, I feel like there's more than 3 of you here, so anyone who's not put votes in, do remember to do so. What I'm hoping this is going to be is sort of a little bit like the Sexy Brutale or similar games, where the objective is that you go forward in time, you see a crime, you go back in time, and you like work out the clues of the crime before it happens. That's what I'm hoping will happen. It might actually be a lot less interesting than that. So I don't know. But it does seem to be leading in the poll. Boom says there is a PvE bit. In Fortnite, there's a PvE bit. Is there? I didn't know that. This is how much I know about Fortnite as well as the other thing. It's not super duper much. Alright, it looks like the poll is going Chrome's way, and I'm too ADHD to wait for the thing to finish out, so We are gonna take that as being the red result of the poll. Gonna fire that up, and if other people want to quickly add votes to Vern while I'm not looking, then I won't be able to do anything about it. Alright, a PvE mode I might like a bit more. Ooh, that's an interesting noise. Let me see if I can actually show that to you. Crime o'clock. Interact to begin. Love Angel with the crime emote. I do love that the Zoe crime emote, it's true. Okay. Interact to begin. Oh, I need to close down my Firefox so I won't choke the stream again. Press the play button. Oh, I need to update my category as well. Let's see if this is on there. Crime o'clock. Oh yeah. Good job, game devs. Making sure your games are available on all the right lists. Oh, okay, hello. Investigation software version 1.156.0451 freemium installation complete. Okay, I'm EVE, your new AI crime solving partner. Able to see past and future events by accessing the time flow, a virtual recreation of the true timeline. Super Harry's off to watch Tom and Jerry. That's chill. I hope you enjoy. God, I haven't watched Tom and Jerry in a long old time. My goodness. But thank you for stopping by and thank you for gifting subs. It was wonderful. You are a very lovely. You have a badge, sub gift leader. Ooh. I hope you enjoy your badge. Anyway, adios. See you again soon, I hope. You get to focus on the not so simple mathematics of crimes. Find clues, chase leads, dramatic detective stuff. There are people with the ability to alter the time flow with motives that are questionable. When it happens, we might detect a crime that was never supposed to happen. Oh, thank you, Super Hurry. As opposed to all of the crimes that are supposed to happen? I'm sensing that somebody watched maybe slightly too much Loki before they made this game, but that's fine. Our task is to find anomalies, restore the correct course of history. I know you're new to this, I am too. Let's be sure we do a good job. Okay. In order for you to learn the basics, we'll begin with a simulation. Yeah, that's immediately the vibe I'm getting. And like, I enjoyed Loki, but I didn't enjoy the proliferation of like, ooh, true timeline, split timeline things immediately after Loki. I found that excruciatingly annoying. So we'll see if this manages to escape that brush that I'm planning to tar it with. We're not going to dismantle capitalism. I don't think that's the kind of crime we have planned, Love Angel. If it were, I wouldn't be allowed to say it to you over the internet like this because we're being recorded. Right, okay. Options. How's the sound for you guys? Is it good? It looks like it's maybe a touch loud. I might turn that down just a bit. Okay. I don't know what this button does. Oh, this is the credits. Okay, we don't want the credits. Don't know what that does. Let's click play. The apartment in pink. Okay. Let's review the fundamentals so we can prepare for your final test. I haven't even done my first test yet! I've recreated a short criminal case inspired by a true story archived in my database. Don't worry, I'll follow you step by step. Okay, so... here's our case. A mysterious thief broke into a fashion model's loft, stole one of her famous jewels. There's a catch. According to the true timeline, the crime hasn't happened. Our task is to preserve the integrity of the time flow. To do that, we have to learn exactly what happened, find the right order of events. We can't interfere with the past, so we have to be sure our actions won't create further paradoxes. First step in any investigation is to find the crime scene. Zoom in to get a close look at the map and observe the details better. Okay, so we can zoom in with scroll wheel. We've also got a... oh, hello! I've accidentally zoomed in on the crime scene while I was trying to learn the controls. Best way to find the clue is to zoom in. Now I have to select an element to let the system verify it. Press and hold until the system answers. Can you find her? Victim. Success. Okay. Here's our model. As you can see, she's reporting the theft to a police officer. If we look closely, we can usually find more clues. She's pointing somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Remember to observe things carefully. We can guess directions and trajectories by assembling the details. Oh my god. Victor says, ew, it's black and white, someone didn't colour it in. I think the colour will sort of appear on the relevant bits as we get to them, I'm assuming. Okay, I understand how pointing works, game. You don't need to tell me that bit. Only for this case, to help you focus on the right area, I'm highlighting the zone. I'd appreciate it if you didn't, to be honest. I still haven't figured out how you move around. Okay, you click and drag to move around. Sure. I can turn on and off the writing. Okay, I've got a pause menu, which isn't very useful. I've got hints up there, sure. I've got the timer telling me how long I'm taking, that's okay. Right. Oh look, there's the broken window. Burgled! I love the scribbles on the thing, that's quite cute. Everything's been turned upside down, the door is broken. Unfortunately, the thief is gone. It'll be almost impossible to locate a thief you know nothing about. Thankfully, my mainframe lets us examine the case from 2 points in time. Called ticks, and they're frozen fixed moments. Collection of ticks is our only way to experience the past. Let's go back 1 tick and look for more information. Okay. Done. We've gone back in time. Well, I wonder where the thief might be. As you can see, the whole map has changed. I can't really see that. Moving back and forth in time, it's possible to observe the movements and actions of the inhabitants. For example, the apartment's still intact, the thief hasn't entered it yet. Let's take a look. The thief is bound to be nearby. Okay, so also, that's the other good thing about taking this away, is you can see underneath it. Although, annoyingly, it takes like 1 click to put it up, and then it's got like a long cooldown before you can put it away again. I don't like that. Is this the thief? Suspect, 2 burgled. Good find. Maybe I was a bit too didactic. I don't know what that means. In creating the simulation, you have to admit our suspect has everything. I assume the simulation with didactic means I was treating you too much like an idiot. He definitely isn't a heating technician. Let's move forward and see if you really are a thief. You have to be 110% sure of our theories before we take any action. More ads? They do happen. It's a funky balancing act, Spike Tara ads on Twitch. Because there's no way to actually just like disable them entirely, which is what I'd like to do. So I have to choose between ads over time and pre-roll ads. And pre-roll ads are the thing that is #1 most likely to put off a new person from looking at the stream. So I choose the option that doesn't have pre-roll ads. It sucks, but that's the economy we're living in. Please direct all complaints to jeff.bezos@amazon.com. Don't actually. Okay, so we see him, we can then tick forward in time. This tick was recorded right after the jewel was stolen. See if our not heating technician is close by. Pay attention, sometimes they change their clothes or appearance between ticks, especially if they're about to do something suspicious. Okay, so can I roll back and forth? No, I can't change the time. So you're running away at speed. your tail? What does your tail look like? We can't see your tail particularly, but you're wearing the same clothing. Change. There we go. Okay. Found him. He's leaving the crime scene. He's taken off his balaclava. Clever. Balaclava. Okay, and then we can fast forward one more tick. Okay. Keep following or definitely not a heating technician. You can interact with me at any time. If there's a light bulb icon, I have a hint. Sure. I would like not to use the hint, but okay. Hint, let's keep following the suspect in the jumpsuit. Sure. Okay, so he's gone that way and we can now see he's down here. I would like there to be a button that puts me forward and back through ticks. I assume that will come later. Okay, where's he going? He's walking towards the watercourse, but what for? And then one more tick. Detective, we need to continue the hunt for our suspect. Often the solution to investigation involves chases and surveillance duties. Okay, he's over here. Is he proposing to this rat? The gift of love. Here's our thief. Have you seen him? He's holding the loot. He's giving it to a giant rat. Maybe this detail was a bit different in the original story, but that doesn't matter. AI has the right to some creative freedom. Oh good, that's nice to know. Now that we've caught him, we can be sure that he's our culprit, send a report back in time to the local police, have him arrested. That's great. Well, wouldn't you fall in love? I mean, I don't hate rats. Like, I know lots of people really hate rats. I don't hate rats. I just have no particular love for them either. Like, they're fine. They're not the rodent I would choose as a pet. To them, it will appear just like a message on one of their tunnels. They won't have a clue about our involvement. We couldn't prevent the crime, but we restored the correct course of history. Just remember, we aren't basic police officers. Our job is not to prevent crimes and save the innocent. Our task is to protect the true timeline. Yeah, very Loki. Tesco says, how about capybaras? Capybaras are great. I don't know if they make good pets or not, to be honest. Like, my rodent of choice is the guinea pig, because we've owned guinea pigs as a family. I adore them to pieces. They're just the best. I love guinea pigs forever. Solved in 8 minutes 37 seconds. Great job! Now you're for the final test. I thought this was the final test. Congratulations! You're now a fully fledged operative agent. Disturbances are rare. Alert! New Nexus event. This is very Loki. Oh my god. Okay. The new Nexus event is corrupting the timeline. There's no time to explain. It's bad, really bad. Imagine life as you know it stopping, and an entire age of your history collapses. Let's go. Okay. Do I just click play again? How do I don't know how I navigate through levels, but okay, sure. The red blood-stained band. Pay attention, now we mean business. This is a real case, not a simulation. Something terrible is happening. Strange signal. Records of crimes that were never supposed to happen are forming within my database. Why crimes? Altering the course of history through violence and deception is by far the easiest way, because time tends to correct itself. However, it's pretty hard to fix something when your key actor is out of the picture or worse. Okay, based on my readings, I can say we have a murder. The victim should be somewhere on the castle grounds. Okay, so we're in the same place. I see, okay, we're in the same place, and we're in the same sort of tick. So this is tick 8. I don't think we've seen this far in advance. We can see, like... Yes, so here is the police officer returning the crown to the model. Okay. I assume this is the castle? And this looks like somebody who's been bumped off. Ouch. Axel Blood, lead singer of the Blood Axels. He shouldn't have died on this day. Also, the next album will be a worldwide success. Let's get to work saving Axel. Have you noticed I've installed a language pack? Lets me speak as a true denizen of the information age. It'll be fun. Uh-oh. Is it a bouncy castle? I don't know. It doesn't... Oh, Christ, I didn't see what he said. I don't know what he said. Look for a sharp object. Okay. It doesn't look like a tremendously real castle. But that might just be like the aesthetic. Find a sharp object. Let's turn that off for a second. There's an arrow. There we go. Bolt, sorry. Familiar with this ancient leather weapon, it was fired from a ranged weapon with a crossbow. Clever for its time. Let's rewind time and look for the one who shot it. I have a feeling that to solve this case I have to keep track of many notions. Give me a second. Done. I've installed a new tool, the case journal. Oh, we love a case journal in a mystery game. Wonderful. It was shot from the year 1408. I mean, to be fair, I don't know that that can't happen in this game. You never know. Case journal. Okay, gotcha. Look for someone suspicious. We're now in tick 7. Look for someone who might be firing a crossbow. I really wish I could change time back and forth. That would be really useful. Okay, so the bolt's going to end up over there. So the person firing it has to be somewhere around here, I would have thought. They could be up on the walls. You've got a bow, but you're not doing anything suspicious. You have a crossbow. God, that was a long shot if you got all the way from over there. Ozbones. There's a possible subject. He has a crossbow in his hands at the point just before Axel was murdered. He's Ozbones, former member of the band. Okay, there's gossip about fights over royalties on record sales. Let's follow him to study his movements in the moments after the murder. We need to know whether he's linked to the death. Okie doke. Follow the suspect. So... What does he look like? What species is he is a good start. We don't know, but he's kind of fuzzy. He may have glasses and or a bandana on, but he may not. Hello? No, okay. Not that coat. There we go, there he is. He's ditched his coat over there. Undressed. Oh, forward tick 9. Okay. This would be so much easier if I could deliberately go back to, like, check what's changed. That would make my life a million times easier. Oh, no, hang on. Can we get a hot dog? I tell you what, I'm actually really hungry right now. I could definitely deal with maybe not a hot dog, but a veggie hot dog for sure. I had a veggie hot dog for the first time recently, actually. I was always saying there's a portal here with an octopus tentacle coming out of it. I feel like I saw some wibbly portal stuff before, I assume that's going to be something we investigate later. He could have gone down here, but I have no evidence to suggest that he did go down there. He was last seen going this way. Oh, she's back in her apartment looking upset. Interesting. I don't think he's carried on down this street. I'm not really sure how far they can get from one tick to the next is the other thing, like... How far away do I need to be looking? Do I just want to click on the subway? Okay, it's not the subway. I don't think he's up here anywhere. Is that John Wick? And his dog? I am apparently not perceptive enough at this. Because I have no idea where he's gone. Again, it would be easier if I could flick back and forth and see what's changed, but for some reason that's not a mechanic. Those are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like that there's lots of fun stuff kind of hidden around for you to spot on your own. That's not him. I wonder if that's supposed to be Rick and Morty. I don't know enough about Rick and Morty to know. Be realistic, you can't just go back all the time. Yes, we can! But not at will. Only when the AI wills it. I am too thick for this. I don't know where he's gone. I can't find him at all. I feel like this was really not supposed to be this hard. And I'm just being unusually blind. Like, I'm assuming he's not gone far from here. But I feel like I've checked all of the people in a radius that I would consider not far from there. And he's none of them. He looks a little similar to that guy, but he's not that guy. Has he gone back? Has he doubled back on himself? It's not that guy, is he? No. You think you saw him in a crowd? Wearing a hat? Oh, that's a disaster. Well, there's not that many crowds. Oh! God, that's a lot further than I thought he could go from one tick to the next. Okay, I see. Yeah, because he's stolen this guy's hat. He's hidden in the marching band. He's crossing the street and he's no longer carrying the crossbow. This is suspicious. If we find the crossbow, we can analyze it by comparing the grooves on the bolt and those left by the crossbow drum. Is that how crossbows work? I know that's how guns work. I don't think that's how crossbows work. We need to find out where he hid the weapon. Okay, well, we know it's between here and there. Let me bloody tick back and forth, you horrible game. Because, like, it's gonna be in, like, a manhole cover or a subway or something, but I want to see which ones have changed. This one looks like it's changed, but it's not that, apparently. Crossbow's basically a gun. It is basically a gun, in some respects. Those were all the places that I would have tried to hide it. Get that on green because it's really annoying. There's something happening over here, but I can't tell what it is. Someone says it's just silly because you have to carry a lighter to light the powder. For a crossbow? I might be being silly. Okay, it turns out I'm really bad at this kind of game. Who would have guessed? Because I am thick as two short planks. I feel like there's visual clues, because there was a visual clue that he would be over here. That was this guy. But I didn't pick up on it. But there's a limited space between the two places he went. One of them either has a crossbow, or somewhere along that route has a crossbow, or has a clue as to where the crossbow is. Surely. You were the one being silly, lighters weren't invented yet. What's going on? I'm so lost and confused. Thanks, Love Angel. See, I'm sure one of these manholes was open before, but it's apparently not them. What were you saying? No, I don't want the... Okay, fine. You know what, so this doesn't take forever, I am actually going to pull the... I was going to ask the question before you hear along the marching band. Thanks. Thanks. I hadn't figured that one out, game. Camera could tell us where, if it was recorded on camera where he hit it. No. None of you are carrying a crossbow. Are you? No, okay. Oh, is it in the sack? No, okay. Is it in this bag? Is somebody else holding it? Is he giving it to someone else who's then walked away with it? Don't think so. It says maybe it was a sugar crossbow, so you have to find the caramel bottle. Unless otherwise stated, I'm going to assume it's not a sugar crossbow. It's not in the obvious hiding places. Where else could you hide a crossbow? In this picture. These two are doing something, but I have no idea what. Not up on the wall somewhere, is it? There's no broken windows that you could have thrown it in through. Oh, it says on Uranus. That was our callback of the day. Oh no. Oh dear, I don't know if it was worth it. Like, if it was me, I'd put it in the hat. If I was like designing how this went. But partly it's like, I don't know if I'm looking for an actual crossbow in the picture, or if I'm looking for somewhere to hide a crossbow in the picture. Because I'm fairly confident there isn't a crossbow in the picture. So I've just been looking for things to hide a crossbow in, like this rubbish can. It's a bit out of his way. Try another hint. Oz is very cunning. He hit the crossbow in a moving vehicle. There are moving vehicles? Where? How about the suspiciously shiny manhole covers? Yeah, I checked those. I couldn't find them. See, again, if I could flick back and forth in time... Oh, for God's sake, it's over here. If I could flick back and forth in time, then I'd be able to see what vehicles were here. And again, I'm sure I'm going to be able to do that later, but I just can't do it now. For God's sake. Would have moved, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'm not a fan. Oh, hello. Macro details scan the subroutine node correctly. Let's compare the grooves. Blah 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 blah. If they coincide, we'll have our murder weapon. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Does anyone else know what I have to do here? Like, I can make pretty pictures, but I don't know which pretty picture I'm supposed to be making. Okay, that pretty picture, apparently. Tick! Thumbs up! Okay. The murder weapon. There's no doubt it's the murder weapon. So Osbones is the culprit. However, detective, remember that our goal isn't to arrest the criminal, but to restore the timeline. In this case, it provides that Axel survives, that Oz isn't charged with such a major crime. A partial deviation can be resolved on the time screen, a substantial one cannot. Okay. Anyway, we take one problem at a time. We have to figure out every detail in this case before we act. Let's reconstruct Axel's day to find out why Oz wanted to kill him. Then we can figure out how to prevent the crime. Okay. Let's go back. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, we've gone back a long way. Find Axel. He could be bloody anywhere. We know he's not on the stage. Oh wait, I need to figure out what Axel looks like. Ah, of course, I can't find out what Axel looks like because I can't go back to the time slot where he's alive, and here he just looks like a mess. Great. Wonderful. I'm probably looking for someone holding a microphone, but who knows? I have no idea what he looks like. There's a billboard of him bottom left. Ah. Okay, fair enough. That is helpful. It's still not as helpful as just giving me control over the damn game, but there we go. Earpony says there are like 10 billboards. There are lots of other billboards I could have cross-referenced with. Still. I maintain that I just want to be able to click on these. And the game's making me quite cross by not letting me do that. Okay, so what does he look like? He's got a hat with sunglasses. He's sort of like a rabbit with hair or something. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming he's going to be in this area. Oh look, there's the burglar from before. Hello. Oh look, there's another picture of him up there. Beanie pushing his ears down. There we go. And he's got a plus around his neck. Okay. And the other thing is, it would be much easier if I started at where I knew he was and then tracked back, instead of starting here where I have no idea where he is and tracked forward. The game is being, I think, a little bit deliberately obtuse in doing this. Okay, he's not there. He's not coming out of the subway to try and get here on time. Is there a bus? Like a tour bus? Anywhere in the picture? What the hell is going on here? There's this guy. Hello. That's where you are. We'll try and remember that. I think he's being hypnotized. You're not quite the right person. There's another one of those funky portals. Ah, okay, they're doing some sort of a photo shoot over here. Celebrity routine. Okay. Here comes the marching band. They're a very slow marching band. If they only get from down there to up here in the time it takes Axel Blood to go from here to here, start a concert, and be murdered. I'm assuming they're not setting up just yet either. In Tick 2. No, okay. Let's keep an eye out, see if we can track him. Okay, he's down here. Right. Maybe they're playing a dirge. Axel, where are you? I don't think they've gone up the main street to here. So they've gone some weird way around. There's a camera crew. They're not filming the celebrities though. That person seems to be walking into a glowy portal, which is interesting. Well, there's the model from before. He's now got his gear together. Again, if I could tick back to tick 1, I could have a look at some of his bandmates and get a better picture of them. There we go. He now looks upset. He's on the phone to the other guy. He seems particularly upset. Who is he writing to? We have to get our hands on his phone so we can read his messages. We can only do it when Axel doesn't have it in his hand. In fact, this is one of the precautions we'll have to take so we don't inadvertently interfere with the space-time flow. Okay. Fast forward to tick 3. So, our murderer was down here. Oh, there's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. There's our murderer now. He's on the roof. Okay. Is Axel nearby? I suppose, okay, let's have a check to see he hasn't just dropped it. He hasn't just dropped it. Okay, where the hell is Axel now? He's not up at the castle yet. Where the hell has he gone? This guy gets around. This guy really gets around. Oh, this is them. Okay. Rockin'. Happy face. Okay, we'll tick forward another one. So now that car that was there has parked here. Doesn't have a phone in it though. Axel presumably has now gone inside to set up. Ah, his phone is behind him. I didn't even notice it. There it is. I'll connect to the operating system so he can extract the information. Doop-a-doop. Macro detail scanner. Blah 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 blah. Needs to reproduce his fingerprint. Oh, I see. There's a background image that we're trying to match it to. Oh, I had no idea. Okay. Just as we expected, the room was right. Oz was kicked out of the band due to economic issues. The last messages are full of threats. The threats he sent to enact a felony. If we can link it to the messages, we can have him arrested for a crime less serious than murder and restore the true timeline. When the messages received, we can extract the IP address and triangulate. We can trace his location. Do I just keep clicking? No. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me here, game. Again. Like, I know where he was. He's down here. But I don't know what the game wants me to do. No? Clicky click, 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 click. No? Click 10 shield when it's going down. Oh, okay, I see. That was not made clear at all. Okay. And there's the disposed of phone, I see. We trace the phone, also already disposed of it. Boomer says, as someone who doesn't MCU, you've enjoyed this one. I kind of enjoy it. Like I said, if I had the control that I wanted over the game, I would be enjoying it a lot more. I've also realised that I appointed from earlier as a first-time chatter, so apologies for not noticing that earlier, but hi there, I hope you're enjoying the stream, I hope you're still around. And me getting frustrated with the game is not putting you off so far. Spike Tarot said, to be honest, I didn't know if that would work, it's just a good guess, you owe me a cookie. Spike Tarot, you already ate all of the cookies, there was none left for anyone else. And we know where he is now on the phone. But like, we just skipped back 2 ticks. Which means the guy, if we hadn't found him already, he could be bloody anywhere. It's just lucky that he happens to be vaguely nearby and we happen to have found him already. Like, just let me skip 1 tick at a time on my own. My god game. Bingo, he's walking text at the same time, which was then one of the major causes of death. That's not our issue. The important thing is he's using his phone. Now we can link him to the threats and alert the police who can arrest and charge him. That way we will prevent the murder, simultaneously get also lighter sentence than for murder. We've settled our first real case. But what about the guy? What about the guy who did it? What about the guy who was hypnotizing him? Do we not arrest that guy? Backward, there we go. There we go. What? I'm getting some weird interference in the flow of space-time, as if something's distorted. Could be something worse. They seem related to Oz Bones. Is it a coincidence? Find him! Okay, we know where he is. Intruder! Dun dun dun! There's Oz, but what? Have you seen it too? Are my senses acting funny? There's a person next to him. It comes from outside the time flow. It disappeared when my system tried to pull information from it. Traces of his information remain in the time flow. Watch Oz carefully. The anger he feels isn't natural. Must have been caused by the intruder. Okay. And I guess that's like the plot of the game. The sort of the meta plot from one case to the next. After file the case, go back to the main screen. We'll get rid of this stupid language pack. We won't have more time for jokes, I'm afraid. I haven't noticed any at all. Were there supposed to be jokes and like hip millennial kid references in there? Or Zoomer kid references? I don't know. Okay, I have no record of a similar entity. We're facing something completely new, so it'll be a long, complex mystery. Rage! Done! Rather than the details surrounding the last case on the board, we still can't grasp the nature of that mysterious figure. At least we have some understanding of what his powers are. I suggest we call him Rage. Ooh, we now have the Lost Age. An explanation is in order. Under normal circumstances, the true timeline is naturally resilient and can adjust itself if minor or rare changes occur. If too many alterations happen in a small time frame, history breaks. They're called Nexus events. It's our duty to stabilize them before it's too late. We have to do it now. So this is 1342 BC. Apparently. Which I wouldn't have said is very lost, but what do I know? The brown billy goat. Okay, more unstable at an alarming rate. My scanners couldn't detect the variations they occurred, only once the deed was done. It says I disagree, we should call him Brian. Whoever's attempting to disrupt the timeline is aware of our presence, is trying to break the time continuing by flooding it with dozens of tiny noticeable changes. Like drops, if you get enough of them you create a sea. Okay, North Market Street, something happened there. Is this supposed to be like the same area but in a different time? Also, which way is north? This looks like something. I've broken the stuff outside the shop. Shattered. Oh my god. The store was destroyed entirely, as if an unstoppable force had run through it. The merchant appears to be desperate. See if there are any details about him in our database. This go assess my cabbages. Data about subject Shoshan is classified. Crimson level clearance required. Oh. We know his name. See if we can assess the nature of this unstoppable force. Look for more clues. Well, the clue is that he hasn't knocked over you. It's a goat! There! A villain to be reckoned with, a destroyer of stalls, a goat. Why do there have to be goats? There's no telling what horrors a creature could wreak upon a defenseless city. I guess we have our unstoppable force. Sadly, goats of the Lost Age weren't legally punishable. That became a thing only after the Great Goat Gorilla of 2356. Interesting. We should follow it until we find its owner. Okay. Right. So. The stall isn't shattered yet, so the goat is on his way to said stall. With owner. Greatest villain of all time. There's a goat. Nice horns. Okay, so we're taking back further. He was coming this way. I just realized these people, they have like modern cars that they're playing with, which is certainly interesting. Goat can only have come from a couple of ways. If he's here, then like he can come from here. Oh, here he is. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fool! That man is foolish enough to hold the goat in his arms. Is he its owner, or is the goat really the master? I have absolutely no idea what it's like to be the owner of a goat, but I imagine they're pretty dang heavy to carry. You like to think this thing's a magic wand. Let's find you and every 8-year-old, Boom Boom. Let's find his identity, hoping we have enough clearance. The old RC cars. Okay, subroutine loaded. Okay, I see, right. It's a slot machine. None of these? Sure, okay. Ufa merchant. Our goat's owner's name is Ufa, some sort of merchant. You can see from the database he had a bitter rivalry with Shoshan. Okay. Look at his cheeks, that's a buff bird. People used to see goats on their way to school, that's cool. I want to see what Ufa was doing while his goat from hell was raising Shoshan's stall. Okay, we're going to tick back forward one. In the middle of Urban Medway, that is an unusual place to find a goat, it must be said. Okay, so we've ticked forward 2. The goat is run off this way. Ufa, the weird bird person, is... what's this guy doing? Where is our birdie person? Is he running the other way? Doesn't look like it. Those two cats are flying. He's not running after his goat. Oh, there he is. He's laughing to himself. This is just the one. It lived in someone's garden and would sometimes climb on their garage. Sure, why not? He seems pretty happy. I guess he and the goat share an appetite for destruction. Everything if it is suspicious. Let's go back in time and follow him. Okay, but you gotta be quick because we only got 8 minutes left. Oh my god, we're going so far back in time, I've got no idea where he's gonna be! He could be anywhere! Oh look, there's a goat. Interesting. That's very interesting that there's already a goat rampaging around up here. Huh. Huh. Okay. Ufa is a merchant of some kind. That doesn't help very much because there's a lot of merchants who are all birds. There he is. He was arguing with Shoshan. By the look of the stone behind them, they had an ongoing challenge. It was called capitalism. It was quite a popular game between merchants of the Lost Age. Okay. Right. Basically, they'd see who could make the more significant profit within a certain period of time. Back then, it was just a game. Too bad it evolved into something quite dreadful. Wow. Okay. Enough with the history lesson. Let's follow Ufa during the game so we can see how well he plays. Okay. So there's Shoshan again. Where's Ufa got to? Presumably he's still nearby. But we still don't know which stall he runs. There he is. Failure. Is this him? No, okay, that's just someone who looks like him. There's a goat again. I forgot to check up on what happened after the goat knocked someone off the roof here. Failure. Okay. We know he's gonna end up over like here, so presumably he's going around this way. Question is where exactly? I don't think that's him. No, that's not him either. Okay, maybe he's gone up here where the goat was? No, it's not you. There's a lot of people who look like this guy, who aren't this guy. Where's the goat gone? There's the goat. It's being brought down this way. He must be nearby. Quick, I've got 4 minutes left. No, it's not you. Is it you? Yes, okay. Defeat. As was to be expected, Ufa lost the game. Shoshan is mocking him, as is his right. Usually those challenges include a wager of some kind. I believe we should decipher the stone tablets, so we can learn the rules of capitalism. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. What am I looking for? What am I... Do I just click? Oh, okay, I have to go in like a pattern. I see, okay. So it could be do. And then it could be any one of these? I guess? Question mark? No, okay, this is the next pattern. There's a space there, okay. Has to be you, then you, then you, then that one. There we go. Okay, right. The spacing on this is quite awkward. Right. Why are they communicating using ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs in the 1340 something? The stone tablet is crystal clear. The loser will have to give his stall to the winner. Euphra's just lost everything. Seems like a nice guy, despite his love for goats. He doesn't deserve such a fate, not in this ruthless age. Even so, he likely never had the chance or the courage to seek revenge. In the true timeline, it often happens that way. Okay. We should locate him again to find a way to undo this paradox. Since you're becoming stressed about finding someone in a city where a suspect can instantly travel between Earth gates. What are Earth gates? Just give me some time to install a new subroutine. You have a premium subscription. You can speed up the process by watching some ads. Wow. You mean the chance to get? I suppose that would make sense. But I'm not sure how they work, or what, like, how this ties into the setting. Okay. Installation complete. Ah, we've got a tuning fork, and 1 minute left to find out how it works. Do mi fa la sol. Did you know that some objects called pivots vibrate at a particular frequency depending on the moment in time they're observed? Studying these objects makes it possible to represent a period with a melody. However, by touching these pivotal objects, it's also possible to get an indication of the proximity of distortion in space-time. What does this mean? I'm an hour into this demo and I don't understand. Ice means far, fire means near. Try it. Ray fire. And then it returns fire, which means Uther is nearby. Let's follow him until we find the origin of the paradox. Keep using the analyzer if you need to. Okay. Okay, so me is on his route. I now need to find Fa. Okay, he... I'm not sure what... Oh, there's more than one? Oh, that's a disaster. That's a total disaster. A game of hot and cold. Alright, well we know he's near here somewhere. This is tick 5, so that guy was carrying the sheep down here. There's the goat. There he is. Okay, so that explains how... So people are using these teleport gates. That explains how they keep moving at different speeds, I guess. Tick 6. That doesn't help, that's the same melody as before. Okay, this is apparently close. That's close. That's close. That's cold. I assume we're now in Fa, right? So he's down here. There we go, he's right there. Oh, we got the Rage Monster again. Detective, can you see it too? That's the entity we called Rage. was his intervention that turned Uther's frustration into a fit of anger strong enough to push him to vengeance. Our foes are attacking the timeline by orchestrating several minor changes. We know what Radius' powers are, and Uther is in the throes of an uncontrollable fury. We need to find a ticking time when Uther is committing a crime so we can have him arrested. Let's jump forward. Okay. We know that here's the sheep. I was about to say, we know the sheep's come down here and was over here. Caught. Fantastic work. Seems our goat owner was a goat thief. If it stole the goat, unleashed its hellbound rage on Shoshin's stall. It was found, we can't let it happen, the timeline is at risk. We can let guard have him detained for rustling. The stall, unfortunately, will be safe. The right thing to do isn't always the easiest one. Ta-da! Solved! Alright. Now I must return to the mainframe and see if we can collect more data on the foes. Well, we will do that perhaps some other time. If I come back to this game in its full version rather than the demo version. Because that is all we've really got time for today. But I want to say a big thanks to people for watching and chatting along. All of you lovely chatters. There were so many of you today, my goodness. There's Love Angel, Boom Boom, Shaskor, Spike Tara, Super Hori. So many people. It was so nice to see you all. I know I've been away for a while, and I'm going to be away for a while longer because I'm not going to be streaming either tomorrow or Friday. So theoretically, the next stream for me is Monday, which will be the conclusion, the thrilling conclusion of Hitman on Master Difficulty for Hitman 1, which is going to be super duper exciting. I'm probably going to cry and die a lot, but that's fine. That always happens. But don't go anywhere. Silly Dizzy, you're stuck here with us. Now you stream forever? But there's not even any milk or cookies left! Yeah, don't you go anywhere. I am gonna send you off on little raids. You will be the one that's trapped forever. Perpetually going around in the cycle of raids in the Twitch system. There, I've Una reversed you. I'm going to raid Fidelity, who's playing Pathfinder. No cookies left? Don't blame me! Spike Terror ate them all. That's entirely not on me. Fidelity. This is someone I don't believe I've raided before. Playing a game that I've not really seen very much of either. But you are all wonderful people. Be a good bean for their benefit. In the meantime, my name has been Dizzy. If you've enjoyed watching and you're going to miss me for the next 4 days playing chat already, it's... Look. Spike Tara not only owned it, but reveled in it. Don't put this on me. Please, I will cry. It's fine. I'm kidding. What was I saying? Yes, if you have enjoyed this and you're going to miss me over the next few days, you can check out my YouTube channel in the description where I have all of my VODs, including the last time that I went and did a bunch of demos. I have lots more demos installed that I could play another time, so maybe that will be coming at some point. I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but maybe. You can find me on my Twitter at @DiswithDemise, on my Mastodon at eldritch.cafe/@DiswithDemise if you want an update on when I am going live, so you never have to miss a future stream when they do happen, even if I do occasionally go AWOL again. Other than that, my name has been Dizzy. Thank you very so much for watching. Enjoy your raid, and enjoy the rest of your day. Ta everyone! I love you all! Bye!